you gotta keep your head up. Oh, hey, I know it's hard. No, it's hard to remember.
Good evening and welcome to the Carolyn Holt Show. I am so happy that you joined me today. I've been away for the last 2 weeks and I have missed you terribly, but tonight I am back and we have a live show and we have a wonderful guest, a person that I've known at least 20 plus years, I guess. So that's a long time. But he's getting older. I'm not. We have Reggie Brass with us tonight, and he's the founder of an organization called My Child Says Daddy. And it is an outstanding organization. If you have any issues with parental rights, with visitation, with divorce, with your marriage. So we're going to spend some time with him this evening, just finding out how to navigate this thing called a system, like he said, this system for fathers. Because Father's Day is this Sunday, and we want to wish the dads out there a happy Father's Day. We love you. We care about you. And that's why we're doing tonight's show to kind of give you some perspective when you find that you're up against some of these problems that most dads don't want to have to deal with. So, good evening, Reggie.
Good evening. How you doing?
I am great. How about yourself?
I'm doing fabulous. I think it's wonderful that we can talk about these fathers, give them a voice giving them a voice so they can have their concerns heard and give them the information that they need to resolve their issues dealing with custody, visitation, child support, divorce, whatever they may be going through, or even some parenting issues. Mm-hmm. A lot of fathers may have some parenting issues. Some know how to parent, some don't. Some want to enhance their parenting skills. So My Child Says Daddy is here to help them resolve those issues.
Oh, okay. Well, now listen, dads and moms, if you want to participate in tonight's show, please feel free to call us at area code 323-293-3375. Again, that's area code 323-293-3375. Reggie has information that you just won't believe. So if you're struggling in any of these issues, I want you to call because he can help to help you navigate the court system, because many times that's where the issues of parenting, marriage, divorce, visitation, child support, whatever it is, it gets bogged down in the court system. So
that it does. Not only that, but again, even discussing some of their parenting issues. Mm-hmm. Some want to know how to nurture their children. Some want to know how to raise their child a different way from their parents.
Yes, from how
back when we were growing up, spirit or rod spoiled a child. So therefore, some fathers want to know how to do it a little bit different than what their parents have raised there.
Yes.
Not only that, but there's a lot of information that's not being given to us as fathers to deal with the issues, even when it comes down, even in the beginning, if two people are married or two people are having kids out of wedlock. Mm-hmm. You'll find out that the doctor really talks to the mother, not the father.
Okay. And why is that? Is it because the father is not there or the mother?
The father is there.
Okay.
It's just that he's not giving the information.
Okay.
Even when a mother is being put into the hospital, she's the one who fills out all the paperwork, not the father.
Okay.
So therefore, everyone is talking to the mother, but really not giving the father the information that he needs to help him and help his wife and know what she's going to be going through. So therefore, we don't get a booklet or, hey, look, your wife is going to be having all these issues. This is some of the things that you need to be doing. So we're not taught about that nurturing part.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I just want you to share a little bit with the audience because you have an interesting story as to how you developed and
started My Child Says Daddy. Well, I did start My Child Says Daddy based off of my own personal experience in going through a divorce. I did do everything right. You know, the white picket fence, the house, I bought the house before I got married and found a wife. And, you know, we did our thing, having a child, you know, all she had to do, she just moved in. Everything was ready. I was on top of the world at that time.
Okay.
And you know, we had our child that year. The following year, we started going through a divorce. I was still so happy about having my kid. It was unbelievable. I was still in Candyland. You know, I was still in Candyland from still being in love, in Candyland from, you know, just getting married. I was still on my honeymoon.
Okay.
And then I had a child, and, you know, the following year, we started going through a divorce, and the divorce became very bitter. You
Yes.
know,
Well, you know, that's very interesting because many times when you talk to dads or fathers, and you say, well, now what happened? How did you end up getting a divorce? And their answer is, I don't know. I don't know why I'm getting a divorce.
Well, you know, in this country or in this state, we live in a no-fault state. So therefore, you can get divorced for whatever reason you want to.
All right.
If you could just wake up one day and say, I don't want to be married no more, and bam, you can go get divorced. That's why they call it irreconcilable differences. Back in our day, when we were growing up, our parents you had to prove to the system why you needed divorce, or that Perry Mason kind of stuff.
Well, I tell you, one of the challenges, I guess, I remember you shared a story with me that I love, and I think this will help to frame the conversation that we want to have tonight. You said, in a situation where a couple, they're not married, and the young lady comes to the young man and says, I am pregnant. You said, well, there are some definite things that need to take place the moment she says, I am pregnant, and they're not married. And one of them you said is give her a big hug. Now, before you give your answer, there are many guys out there saying, well, you know, why should I do that? Why should I give her a big hug? Why should that be the first thing after finding out? Well,
here it is, because everybody's going to start taking notes. All those people who get those grants, they're going to start following what I'm saying, because this is what they're not doing.
Okay.
Which is, you know, and I always say that, you know, whenever, be it out of wedlock or even someone that's married, the minute that she comes and say that I'm pregnant,
yes,
the universal thing that we as men have to say and do is give her that great big heartfelt warm hug.
Okay.
We have to let her know that we're going to be there. We're not going nowhere. Even if you had a one-night stand, even if you just knew her for 2 hours and she's come back and said that she's pregnant, this is what you have to do. Not what you should do. This is what you have to do.
Okay, now why is it necessary to start with a hug before you do the other legal matters and the emotional matters?
Because it's about the child now. It's not about you anymore. It's about that child. It's about that mother and that child.
Okay. So
that's why you do it. It's not about you anymore. It's about that
so
mother and that child.
This is something that we want you to think about, especially if you are an unmarried dad. According to Reggie.
Well, if you're out there having some butt naked fun and you're out there doing it, and that's what it is, then you have a responsibility to the child.
Okay, excellent. All right.
And that mother of the child that you chose, you've got to remember. And men come and tell me that she tricked me. She told me she couldn't get pregnant. The doctor told her she couldn't get pregnant. Mm-hmm. And I always tell the men, tell me, what did you do not to get her pregnant?
Mm-hmm. And do they have an answer?
No, they don't. They're like, oh, man. So you know, all this back and forth playing games. No. Look, God already told us that. Look, we're supposed to get married anyway and have a kid and live a happy-go-lucky life. But that's what it's supposed to be done. At least if you try to get married, it at least shows some kind of responsibility that the person's going to be there.
Yes.
For an ongoing thing. So therefore, at least try it that way first.
Okay. Now, after you give her this warm hug, even though you guys are not married, you say that you, as the male, should start court procedures.
Here's what, and the reason why that is, and even why you have to start court procedures. Any child born out of wedlock,
Okay.
across the
Nationwide.
the board, any child born out of wedlock, we as fathers have no legal rights to that child until we take that mother to court. I'll repeat that one more time.
Okay.
We as fathers that have kids out of wedlock have no legal rights to that child until we take that mother to court. None whatsoever.
Wow. Now, you know what? I think that's probably eye-opening information because most fathers, I don't think that they know that.
They don't have a clue. Matter of fact, the hospital will give them some paternity papers and say, sign this if you want your name to go on the birth certificate.
Okay.
A lot of men look at this as if they're signing the actual birth certificate.
Okay.
I bring that out and explain it to them, and I read it to them and show them this is not a birth certificate.
Okay.
This is for your name to go on the birth certificate.
Okay.
Only one parent actually signs the actual birth certificate, and that's the mother.
Okay. Even if the father is physically
Even
there.
if the father's right there. I've been doing it for 27 years. Only 2 guys have been able to show me that they actually signed the actual birth certificate, because there's only one place for a parent to sign, and that's usually the mother.
Okay, now this is in a situation though where they are not married.
This is not even when they're not married.
Even if you are married.
Even if you're married, it's the same birth certificate.
Okay.
So therefore, the mother actually, she's the only one that actually signs the birth certificate. There's only one signature for a parent.
Okay.
And that parent is usually the mother signing that birth certificate.
Okay. Now listen, if you want to participate in tonight's conversation, if you have a comment, if you have a question, if you just want clarification, please feel free to call us at area code 323-293-3375. Reggie is here to help because we know that in many situations, dads, they get a bad rap, and we want to minimize that. Moving forward, we want dads to be able to say, you know, the process may not have started out the way it should, but I'm willing to work and do whatever I need to do in order to make things right. So if you are a dad facing a situation with custody, visitation, any legal situation, I want you to call because Reggie can really help you to navigate the system so that things work in your favor if you really are a concerned dad. Now, one of the other issues, and we're just talking about single people now, we're not doing the married people
Okay, no
yet.
problem.
Okay, one of the other issues that we want to talk about is the legal process, but we're going to go to break. And when we come back, then we'll talk about what happens in the legal process once you find out you're going to become a father.
No problem.
All right, stay with us.
Mastering math can be big fun. Fun for you and everyone. Play it each and every day. Master math the easy way. Sing, play it, Math Maze.
Why not turn math time into fun time with Math Maze, the new game craze? Get yours today at mathmaze.us.
Mom, now you can help your son master math and have big fun. Play it each and every day. Master math the easy way. Sing, play it, Math Maze.
Make sure your child owns the skills necessary for success in high school algebra. Get it now. Mathmaze.us. Mathmaze.us.
Dad, now you can help your daughter play it like you know you oughta. Play it each and every day. Master math the easy way. Say it, play it, Math Maze.
Math Maze cards contain both Spanish and English. Get yours today at mathmaze.us. That's mathmaze.us.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. My guest is Reggie Brass, founder of My Child Says Daddy. And because Father's Day is Sunday, I have Reggie here to help dads navigate some of the concerns and issues, especially right now we're just discussing single dads. We're going to get to married fathers in just a moment. But right now we're trying to help single dads because they often talk about the misery and the issues that are associated with trying to be a father that's not living in the home with the child, trying to be a good dad. So we're going to resume our conversation with Reggie in terms of the legal things that need to take place once you know that you're about to become a father if you're a single man.
Well, again, even in the paperwork that you sign at the hospital, which is paternity papers,
okay,
if you read it and understood it, then they would know that they have to go to court. The problem with that is one of the first sentence in the paternity papers, it says legally establish a parent-child relationship.
Okay.
So when the word legally, and you sign in some paperwork that says paternity,
okay,
and the first word is legally, you just psychologically think that you got something because I'm signing the birth certificate. That's what they believe that they're signing.
okay,
So therefore, it says legally establish a parent-child relationship between the father and the child.
okay,
Well, me signing this piece of paper does not establish my relationship between me and the child. I got to go do that on my own.
okay,
So therefore, that's misleading. So I point all those things out to them on what they actually sign.
okay,
The other part of that is there's two sentences that's in there that would explain to them.
okay,
If you want to deal with anything with custody, visitation, or child support, you must go to court.
okay. Now you need to say that again. If you want to
Deal with anything with custody, visitation, child support, you must go to court.
Okay, now hold that thought because we have a caller. Good evening, caller.
Yes, how you doing?
I am excellent. Who am I
Yes.
speaking with?
Are you speaking to Mac?
Oh, okay. Hi, Mac. Thank you for calling the show. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
what is your question?
No, you had a young man talking about what was it, child support or something
Yes.
like that?
Yes.
Like that. And
Uh-huh.
and I wouldn't be calling because my son was supposed to be with me today, and it's the NBA finals, and we were supposed to be, because it's Father's Day weekend.
Okay.
And he's not, she's playing games, and and I'm just tired of it, and I don't know what to do. But I heard your show, and I
Okay.
thought I needed to call because I'm about at my wit's end. I don't know what to do. I'm about to, go over there and handle my business with them. You know what I'm saying? But it's just so much crazy enough. I don't want to go do nothing stupid. But I heard your show, and it was just really,
Okay.
maybe I can talk to the
Yes.
young man. I don't know.
Yes, you
Yeah.
can. Mac,
but
we are here to help you. And like I said, I really am grateful, and I thank you for calling.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm about to go over there and do something crazy to them people because, my son, you don't know how they treat me. You just don't know how they treat me.
You can see this is just one part of the issues that we as men go through. You see the frustration, the anger, the hurt
Yes.
that he feels as far as not being able to be a part of his child's life. He's at his
Right.
wit's end. He doesn't
Right.
have the right tools to.
How old is your child? I'm sorry, Reggie, I don't mean to cut you off. How old is your son, your child, Matt?
He's doing his first year in high school.
Oh, okay, so he's a teenager then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's a teenager, and he wanted to spend his time with me. But he
Okay.
can't because his mama, she playing games. Because she said that I can't pick him up until, but we had this plan. And,
Okay.
He's out of school. And,
Okay.
ain't nothing wrong with me picking him up. I take him back after the game, but
Okay, now let me ask you this: when you
time with my son, and I just don't seem like I can do nothing right,
I
And I'm
know.
about to, I'm about to go over there and tell her, I ain't about to tell her I'm finna knock upside her head. I don't want to say that on the radio.
well, don't say that then, Mac. Don't say that because
I
that's
don't want to go say that.
Well, that's the way that he really feels. That's it's that he got to get that anger out, because as far as whatever he's going through, and then show him and give him the tools that he needs so he can go back to court, or show him some other ways on dealing with that. Because He's
Yes.
angry. He's hurt.
Yes.
Yeah,
You know.
Let me ask you this, sir. Now? Do you have a organization to help me go through
This is what I'm here for. It's called My Child Says Daddy.
Oh, okay.
I have an organization that helps fathers. Is geared towards father. It's for father to give fathers a voice. We're here to help you navigate you through that court system, but also give you different tools on how to talk and deal with the mother, so therefore you don't get caught up like you're getting caught up right now because of the hurt that you feel because you looking and wanted to be a part of your child's life today. It's a man's thing.
Nobody knows that. See, that's what I'm saying. Nobody knows how I've sacrificed for this boy, and nobody cares on my side.
Right.
Oh,
Well, My Child Says Daddy is here to care for you, to help you.
Okay, give them your phone number and the...
You can always give us a call at 310-642-8816, or you can email us at info@mychildsaysdaddy.org.
Okay, say the phone number again.
642-8816.
That's it.
Okay, I'm gonna hang up and call you right now. Please, when you get off the air, could you please talk to me?
I will
need
most
some help.
definitely make sure that I call you.
need some help.
Okay, Mac, I don't want you to hang up just yet. What is the specific? Is it in dealing with your son's mom that you specifically need help to get started, or you need?
Well, this is it. I got a court order, and
okay.
I need some help. And I got a court order, and she don't have to do the court order at all. I mean,
so she's not
abiding by the
not
actual
in compliance or whatever
the
that
actual
could be.
court order. So we need to. So
she don't care. She don't really care.
There's a lot of
nothing is done to her.
There's a lot of things because of the way that you're going about the court system. There's ways on how we can get her back in court and let her understand that this court order is going to work for you. I'm going to give you some different tools on how we can get you back in court and have that judge jump on her the way that he should be doing, so therefore you don't have the same recurring problem all over again.
Is this the only child that you're struggling with in terms of with the mom?
Say it again, ma'am.
No, I said, is this the only child that you are struggling with regarding the mom?
Yeah, this is the only child I have that, and she just, burning my last nerves up. I don't have much left in me. I'm just telling you, ma'am, I don't have much left in me to do what I need to talk to you. I'm going to call your number right now. Do you have somebody in your office now, or can I talk to somebody?
There is someone there, and also when I get off the air, I will most definitely make sure that I call you personally. If someone there, so I can give you the information that you need to navigate you through the court system.
Well, you know what? I'm going to try to get my son.
Okay. All right. Well, you have called the right place, at least to properly get the process started, because many times that's the biggest problem when you go to court, is properly doing the paperwork and properly getting representation for the right situation.
Well, he basically has everything. It's just that a lot of women, a lot of the mothers that we choose continue to go against the actual court order. And what's happening now, he has a court order, just as you said, he's supposed to have his child. Mm-hmm. And with that court order, now he has to pay somebody more money to go back to court to make it work. And that's one of the problems that we have with the courts. And this is why we're working so close with the courts to change those rules and regulations, because it's like, I paid all this money to this attorney. You could have paid anywhere from $3,000, $5,000, $8,000, $20,000. Mm-hmm. Have the same problem. You're trying to pick up your child, and she still goes up against the actual court order. Mm-hmm. Now, when a mother goes up against the actual court order, you got to take her back to court for contempt of court. That's going to cost you another $10,000.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, why am I constantly paying all this money to see my own child? And that's what makes it so frustrating. Like, I got a court order here. He goes to the police station. It doesn't work. The police will say, that's civil. You guys can handle that back in the court. And it's like, well, what good is this court order if it's not going to work? Okay. And that's why you feel that's why you hear the hurt, the frustration in someone like Mac going through the court system.
Mac? Are you still there, Mac? Okay, I think he...
You can always give us a call back at 323-293-3375 and talk to us live here.
Yes. And I know that there are others out there like Mac that's struggling with being a dad, and the unfortunate thing is that you have to start with the legal ramifications first, no matter how you might be feeling emotionally. So if you have a question, please feel free to call us at area code 323-293-3375. Now, before Mac called, we were about to talk about the legal process, how to get it started, and what it is that you need when you present your paperwork to the judge to get the results that you desire.
Well, basically, what we do, and My Child Says Daddy, is do a thorough intake on that person or that father.
Okay.
Because that thorough intake is going to give us a snapshot of what his life looks like when he was with the mother and when he was not with the mother.
Okay.
And it's going to give us a real picture on how much time he was spending with his child. So therefore, when we're preparing the paperwork, which is a strategy that shows the court how he was taking care of his child, it's like a roadmap to say, this is what I was doing. And this is what he wants, because we're going to give him the solution in the paperwork. So the judge can have a real visual picture on his life and how he was taking care of that child. So therefore, that's one of the first things that we do. We get a good snapshot of what's going on in the past, what was going on when you guys broke up, and what is it that you want now. That way, when we give them those strategies and go to court, you get good results because we're more realistic on what's really going on. You can't go, everybody believes, I want joint custody, which means that a lot of people mean that that's half the time, which is not half the time. So when they have that and I explain that and they tell me, I have them explain, you said that you want joint custody. Tell me what you believe joint custody means. And a lot of them will say, 6 months, half the time, week to week. This is how much time I want with my child. I tell them it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen.
What is the realistic thing they should be asking for?
Again, the realistic thing is looking at their picture of
situation.
how much time they've been spending with their child prior to, so that we can stay more focused on that and go to court and get this and work from there. No court is just going to say, I'm going to give you 50% half the time. No, that doesn't work. The reason why it doesn't work is prior to going to court, were you doing half the time then?
Probably not. Maybe in some cases, but probably
most cases, no. Well, let me say most cases from the men that have come through My Child Says Daddy has not done half the time prior to going to court. And that's why, and again, when you get a real understanding of what joint custody means and what joint legal custody means, then we have a better process of, this is what we're going to go to court to get.
Well, I tell you, there's so much to figure out. And if you want some help, please feel free to call us tonight at area code 323-293-3375. We have Reggie Brass. He's the founder of My Child Says Daddy. Now, we've been talking so far about the situation when it's single fathers. But now, what about when you are married and divorced? As you said, had happened to you, as a result of that, you started this organization. So, what does the picture look like if it's a divorce?
Well, the picture it's the same as when you had a child out of wedlock. The picture could be the same picture. But the picture is, how much time have you been spending hands-on with your child prior to the divorce?
Okay.
When you guys were living together, when you guys were married, did you take the child to school? Did you pick the child up from school? Did you help with the homework?
Okay.
PTAs, open house? You know, did the child have any after school activities? Were you part of that? Was you a coach at the after school activities?
Oh, okay. So they take the
It's not
whole
what they take,
interaction.
it's what we take. We take your picture and give it to the court.
Well, that's what I meant. The
courts don't know anything until you present it to them.
Okay.
The attorneys don't give you the snapshot because the more you fight, the more money they make.
Oh, okay.
So they're not going to give you all this. You know, they're going to keep that tension going.
Okay.
You got to keep going back and forth to court. You know, I had a guy that called me today that spent over $200,000 on a divorce. It's like, there's no way you should have to spend that kind of money.
And may I add that if you are an attorney, please call the show because we would like to hear how you go about determining.
Ripping us off?
Well, I'm not saying that. That's what Reggie is
I'm going
saying.
to call it what it is.
A rip off? Oh, okay. But if you are an attorney, please call the show because we'd like to get your perspective
Take a look at
legal.
Keep talking to the attorney.
Okay.
Because, you know, the whole deal is that when we talk to attorneys,
All right.
we take a look at what does an attorney charge.
All right.
An attorney charge on a low rate, and this is California, Los Angeles, on a low scale,
Okay.
$350 an hour.
For
Their
establishing
their services.
for their services. Okay.
So, who do we know in our circle that makes that kind of money?
Okay.
Even if you're a doctor, physician, they don't make that kind of money. So why do I got to pay $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $100,000 to get a divorce and we live in a no-fault state?
Okay. Well, you're saying that it is because of the attorneys, not the people seeking
It's the
to
attorney.
dissolve
Well, of
their
course,
marriage.
if the attorney knows that I got a truckload of money in the bank, he's going to make sure that he get a lot of it.
Oh, okay. But when we get past that, when we get past the fact that the attorney is making this benefit him, let's just say, start.
You'll be broke by then, and then you figure it out. Okay,
I was just going to say, but let's start with having a conversation between the two adults that are involved who have this child. Let's just say in terms of visitation, what does the court say? Does the dad and mom get to determine the rules of engagement for the visitation, or after presenting their picture, the court says what can and cannot happen regarding visitation?
Yes, they can on both accounts, but again, that's based on how your attorney set that up for you, and also if the parents are disagreeing with one another.
Okay.
For the most part, fathers are coming to me because the mother is not allowing them to see their kids. So therefore, we got to fight in order to see our children or our child.
Okay.
So therefore, when you go to the attorney, they're putting this together, they're not putting together the right picture
Okay.
in order for you to get what you want. We got to
okay.
You got to realize we live in a no-fault state.
Okay, well, explain no-fault state. What?
A no-fault state means that you can get divorced for whatever reason.
All right.
Back in the 60s and the 50s, you had to have a reason. You had to go to court and fight to say that you cheated on me or I cheated on you. And,
Okay.
you know, that was that Perry Mason stuff. You had to prove to the courts, well, how we're going to grant you this divorce.
Okay.
We live in a no-fault state because you can get divorced for irreconcilable differences.
Oh, okay.
So we just get divorced for whatever reason.
All right.
So think about it. Just think about it.
All right.
If we live in a no-fault state, what are we fighting for?
Okay. Well, I agree with you.
Now watch this. This is for mothers and fathers.
All right.
No judge is going to stop any father or any mother from seeing their kids. They haven't done anything wrong. We live in a no-fault state. So think about it. Why am I going to continue to give this attorney all this money and we live in a no-fault state?
Okay. So instead of going to the attorney, you're saying they need to come to
My child says daddy.
Now, do you charge?
I sure do. I'm going to charge.
Service?
I sure will.
Okay. And is it significantly less
Oh, so it's
than
100
what?
times less than what an attorney will charge you, because I'm going to give you and be upfront and give you the real solution.
All
and
right.
here's what your divorce should be.
Okay.
Not only that, but even if you choose to use an attorney, I'm going to give you a list of questions to interview the attorney, because most people don't know how to interview the attorney.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Okay,
Some
so
people-
what?
some
Can you
people-
just give us not the whole list?
Some
but can
people
you-
need an attorney,
Okay.
but if you need an attorney, I'm going to give you the information that you need to go interview the attorney first.
Excellent. Okay,
That way,
I
that
like
attorney can. That way, you know how to keep your attorney in check
Okay.
when you go to court, or you dealing with that attorney. Mm-hmm. For
Okay.
instance, you want an attorney who specializes in family law.
All
You
right.
want an attorney who's been around for the past 15, 20 years, that knows the court system, that knows his way around.
Okay.
You also want to know, when you're questioning an attorney,
Mm-hmm.
are you going to bill me from the nearest hour? Or are you going to bill me to, if I call you, are you going to bill me for 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes? How do you bill? What's your increments?
Okay.
What's your retainer?
Gotcha.
How soon do I have to replenish this retainer once you've gone through it?
Gotcha.
Before you talk to the other side, I need you to call me. We need to have something going on.
Okay.
We need to meet at least once a month if I have any issues. So therefore, you as the person who's hired the attorney, you need to have a list of questions before you just call your attorney on any whim.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that makes sense, because doing your due diligence before
You hire an attorney.
Yes,
Just
that
like
makes sense.
with our last caller, he's pissed off, he's angry, frustrated. He's going to call if he had an attorney, he may call the attorney and say these things, and because he's trying to get all that frustration, he spent an hour, maybe 2 hours talking to his attorney. Attorney just made $300 to $700 just on that alone.
Okay. Well, we don't want you to just give money away because that's what you think you should be doing. We want you to have a better strategy, a better plan, and we can help you. So if you have questions, if you have thoughts or a comment, please feel free to call the show at area code 323-293-3375, because Reggie is here to help you navigate the system to where you don't sound like Mac, our caller, and be at your wit's end. Now, Reggie's information is not just for fathers. The information that he gives out, it's for mothers as well. So what would your strategy or advice be with when mothers find themselves?
It's the same as I give to the fathers.
Okay.
We get a snapshot of what they're going through, so therefore we can give them the information that they need to navigate them through the court system, to get what they want. Looking at what they want versus will the courts give this to them,
Okay.
based on what's going on. Before we draw that bridge, I'll let them know that bridge is not going to make it,
Okay.
because of what you want this, but you only been doing this. So you have mothers just like fathers that don't do their due diligence as far as raising their child. So therefore, just because you're the mother doesn't mean that you're going to come back and get all this time with your child, even though you're not the primary caretaker. It doesn't work that way.
Okay. Well, that's a good point, because I want you to explain the difference between visitation and child custody, because sometimes people feel that in visitation is enough.
Well,
So-
we look at visitation as we try to take the word out visitation completely out.
Okay.
You go visit someone at the hospital, you visit someone in jail, you visit someone when you go visit relatives. This is your child.
Okay.
So what we do psychologically say, look, we're going to look at this as a co-parenting, time sharing
Okay. I like that.
with your child, because when you probably heard how when some fathers get their kids, they're like McDonald fathers and Disneyland kind of a parent, because they're visiting.
Okay.
They start resorting to that.
Okay.
I'm visiting, so therefore I only got this much time, so I'm going to try to have as much fun as possible.
Okay.
No.
That's a very good point.
We're going to do the same thing as if we were in the same home with the mother
Okay.
to say, look, this is what it is. This is bedtime. You're just not going to eat what you want to eat. We're going to try to keep it on that same level.
So you're going to offer structure.
Exactly.
Okay.
To say this is how it is. You picked it. You chose it. This is what it is. Suck it up. Let's take care of this kid. Just don't become no Disneyland kind of a parent. This is what we're going to do.
Okay, so that's the visitation route.
That's the visitation. So we look at that as this is your co-parenting plan on how you're going to raise your child. Instead of visiting your child, you're going to be a parent to your child and co-parent the child.
Because parenting looks a lot different
than visiting parent.
Yes. Okay.
So therefore, in the custody is she's the primary. This is what this looks like.
Okay. Now, I hear from a lot of dads. Their issue is with child support, the payment of child support, and many times their thought and their feeling is, especially if it's a large sum of money, they feel that, okay, I'm giving my child's mom X amount of dollars, and I don't believe little Johnny needs that kind of money in order to live well. I mean, he's not going to the fanciest school, and he doesn't have designer clothes. So why am I paying so much money for little Johnny or little Susie to be supported?
Let's take a look at that.
Okay.
If we have women, if we was to flip the script.
All right.
And women have to pay child support.
Just and some do.
And some do.
Yes.
You'll find they will say the exact same thing. Why am I paying so much money?
Okay.
So therefore, if it's that way, if both sides say the exact same thing, it must be something wrong with that amount of money that I'm paying.
Oh, okay.
Here's how it goes.
All right.
Child support was basically made up for the person who ran and left his child.
Okay.
So therefore, the women went to their legislators, they went to court and got this child support orders to say, look.
You're saying women did that?
Yeah. That's what they did. Now in today's time, with so many people doing the custody visitation, the co-parenting, the child support laws have not caught up with today's time. That's why people are so pissed off on, man, I'm paying all this money, or she has to pay all this money. That's why they feel so bad about paying all this money, because it's like, man, I'm paying money and I got joint legal physical custody of my own child. So therefore, the whole point is, why should any parent, if I'm willing to raise a child just as much as you're raising a child, and I'm doing my due diligence, why should any money go across the table?
Okay, well, how will the support get paid if there's no exchange? I mean, how you're saying it should be on a voluntary basis? Is that what you're saying?
No. What I'm basically saying is, if I'm a father, and even though I have a child that's living over here, but I'm doing the same thing, and I have my joint legal physical custody, or I'm picking up my child Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, why should any money go across the table?
Okay. We'll talk more about that on the other side of the break. Stay with us.
But yo, push come to shove, you was conceived in love. So if the world attacks and you slide off track, remember one fact.
Wow, what a beautiful message. Just the two of us with Will Smith. Man, if fatherhood could go like that, I tell you, we wouldn't be talking about what we're discussing tonight on tonight's show. So if you have questions or if you have concerns and you want to change some things in your parenting and custody situation, please call us tonight at area code 323-293-3375. Again, that's area code 323-293-3375, because we have somebody here who can really help us. And when we went to break, we were talking about being able to pay
child support. We were looking at that number.
Yes.
Because, again, a lot of people think that number is too high. Mothers think it's too low.
Okay.
But again, if you was to switch that around and have them pay to the fathers based on how much time they have with the child, they'll think it's too high as well.
Okay.
So therefore, it looks like it's is too high on both sides of the fence. That's why I'm saying that no money should go across the table if I'm willing to take care of my child as much as you're willing to take care of the child.
Now, but what about rent and?
Or he doesn't have to pay rent?
No, but I'm saying
We
where
both
the
have to
child lives.
We both have to pay rent.
Okay.
We both have to pay rent. I have to pay rent in my house. She has to pay rent in her house. I got to have lights on, just like she got to have lights on.
Okay.
So if you have your child Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and even if you're doing it like a 40-60 split.
Okay, now you're saying this is physically if you have your child.
Right.
These days.
This is what I'm saying, because today's laws have not caught up with today's time when it comes to the child support issue.
Okay.
So therefore, that's why everybody feels like, hey, look, why am I paying all this money for my kid? I'm paying $800. I'm paying $1,000. The child is only 4 months. The child is only 6 years old. Why am I paying $800 a month for this child? This is crazy.
Okay.
And I got to have a house over here as well. So therefore, it must be too much.
Okay.
But people look at it as, and a lot of women look at it as, they're getting paid, because you'll find out that in my 27 years of doing this, there's a lot of my clients that said that when the child hit 18, the mother put them out, threw them out.
Wow.
Not getting no more money.
Okay.
So therefore, now the father's raising the child because it's like she only looked at the child as a paycheck. Now, some women do that. But for the most part, we need to take a look at, you got to realize that in the time that I've been in business, it was $34 billion owed nationwide in back child support.
$34 billion.
And I started in 1989. In 1989, it was $34 billion. 2016 is over $110 billion that's owed in back child support. So therefore, with all these people that's working for the feds that say we're trying to get this child support money, they are doing something wrong.
Okay.
My child says, Daddy, can fix that problem.
Okay, now what would you say that they are doing wrong?
I won't say what they're doing wrong.
Okay.
Or this, because then they will go try to do it.
I got you. So you have figured it out.
Oh, I figured it out.
Okay.
So they need to come talk to me so I can show them this is the way it's going to be done. This is the way that it needs to be done, because they're the ones who's getting paid. I didn't went up there. I met with the feds. They wanted me to sit down and talk to them, but I'm not going to give them my information to fix something that they're getting paid for.
I got you. Okay. Well, in terms of Father's Day approaching, what would you say? There's a lot of, concern about the balancing act of nurturing your child versus tough love, as Will Smith mentioned a little bit in his song.
Well, we got to do both. We got to do both. We got to do.
Okay, it shouldn't be an either or proposition.
We do both.
Okay.
People just society look at men completely different. They don't see men as parents.
Oh, okay. What would you say they see them as?
They see them as, not paying child support. They see them as, most people look at it as a money thing. Just pay your child.
Or they call them deadbeat fathers.
Whatever exactly. You just pay your money and move on. They don't see us in parenting roles. If we was to take a look at any magazine, any black men magazine, any men magazine, any parenting magazine, do you see a man in the parenting role?
Yeah, and sometimes.
Sometimes means that it's not that often.
Okay, all right. I'll.
And that's one of the reasons why society doesn't recognize us men as parents.
Well, the reason I say sometimes because there was just an article in Parenting with Steph Curry and his wife.
And how often is that?
Well, I don't know how often it is. I'm just saying.
Well, I get the magazines every month, and that's my whole point.
Okay.
And that's why I can name magazines to say that we're not seen in a parenting role. Okay. Yes, that guy always has this child in the media with him, which is good. It shows that we are parents. Okay. We need to see more of that.
Oh, okay. I agree with that because a picture, as they say.
Right. They only focus on the negative, Even with 2/3 of the black child being born out of wedlock does not mean that 2/3 of the black fathers not participating in this child's activity.
Okay.
They get their things from the census.
Yes.
In the census, you got to realize there's no place for me to say that I have joint legal physical custody of my child.
In the census.
In the
Okay.
census, that's why
So would you say that possibility is left off intentionally, or they just hadn't thought about it in
recently,
the
this last census, they put it in there.
Okay.
Because I've been working with them to say, you're not counting me in.
Okay.
If I
That's a
got
very
joint
good point.
legal physical custody, she's over there as a single parent. Why is she a single parent? I got joint legal physical custody of my child. Mm-hmm. And when we hear the term single parent, oh, she's doing it all by herself. He's nowhere around. Mm-hmm. No, that's bull. I'm right here. You haven't came and spoke to me.
Oh, okay.
You can't go talk to her about me. You got to come talk to me about me.
Okay.
That's one of the main problems because no one's coming to fathers. That's why my child says daddy is here to be that voice, to show folks, here's what we need to be doing to take care of our children.
Okay. Well, tell them your telephone number.
Our phone number is 310-642-8816. You can always call My Child Says Daddy. We're open all the time. You can also email us at info@mychildsaysdaddy.
Okay.
My Child Says Daddy is the voice for fathers, men, Black, white, Chinese, Asian. We're the voice for all fathers to say, here's what we need to be doing.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, now, in terms of having done this a long time, or do you have success stories that perhaps
I have nothing but success stories. I got 27 years in, so therefore, with me being in the system or working with My Child Says Daddy for 27 years, no funding.
No funding?
No funding.
Wow.
Been around, being able to navigate the court system. Mm-hmm. The same judges that we were out there protesting are the same judges that come to my meetings. Okay. They give us the information that we need. That send us fathers that need parenting classes, may need to be monitored for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. The Department of Children Protective Service send us clients. We work with them. Mm-hmm. We work with the Child Support Department. We work with the police department. Anything that any father is going to have any kind of problem,
okay,
we're here to navigate them through the system to get results because they're not set up to give them the information. And a lot of fathers, we feel so angry because, the mother may have taken our name off the emergency card or whatever, and now we got to fight to say, wait a minute, why I can't come up here and see my kid? We were just together last week, and now you say I can't because she took my name off? So we're actually being discriminated against on a continuous basis.
Wow. Well, as you can hear, it is not an easy subject. It's not an easy notion out there in terms of helping dads and moms because the crisis lies with both parents. But if you'd like to get some strategy and some help in terms of navigating the system, please call us at area code 323-293-3375. We have about 4 minutes left on the air, and so we'd love to hear from you. Now, we've dealt with some very, heavy material tonight. Let's kind of talk about the lighter side of Father's Day in terms of getting gifts for dear old dad. And do fathers really, is that really important to them to get
of course,
gifts from their children and cards and socks and ties? Because you guys don't have the same variety that moms have. So
no, that's because you guys choose not to get us those kind of things.
That's not true.
Yes,
that
it
is not
So you
true.
just named socks and... what would happen if we gave her some socks for Mother's Day?
Oh, she probably would not be happy.
Okay, you think he's happy with a pair of socks
Okay,
and
well
ties?
then, this is an opportunity then for you.
That's what I'm
because
saying.
I have a gift list here, but I want you to help us to understand what kind of gifts
men like
dads
expensive.
appreciate.
They like diamonds.
They like diamonds. Okay,
they like
when you say diamonds, as in jewelry.
They like jewelry. They like good. You can go to Brooks Brothers suits.
Suits, okay.
They like.
I never thought about getting a father a suit for Dad's Day, but okay.
Well, they like good, expensive things, just like women like good,
okay,
expensive things.
Okay, but the problem is these are children buying the gifts, and most children are not going to go and buy a suit.
Okay, wait a minute. So if we were to take that same gift, because my child has to buy his mother something, which is a pair of socks.
No, that's
It's the
something
same
that
thing.
she's already told him she wanted.
Right, the parents. We're the one who give our kids the money to go
Yes.
out and get. So therefore, it's the exact same thing.
Uh-huh.
So therefore, men like expensive gifts. We're the father of your children.
Uh-huh.
She can go out and buy something expensive, just like we go out and buy them something expensive.
Oh, okay. Well, I have some ideas.
What ideas
I'm going
do
to
you have?
add my.
Make sure that you
I'm
get
going
it
to
from
add
Brooks
my
Brothers.
2 cents in. Now,
That don't look
I
like
think
no
this
Brooks
first
Brothers
gift.
magazine.
I'm sorry.
That don't look like no Brooks Brothers magazine.
Well, just hold on a minute. I think you're going to like these things.
Okay.
These are called dapper gifts for Dad.
Okay.
Now the first gift is it's called Virginia Black Whiskey. Now, are you a whiskey drinker?
Well, I will have a drink occasionally.
Oh, okay. Well, this one says it's a decadent American whiskey. It's a collaboration between musician Drake and Brent Hocking, the founder of De Leon Tequila. It's $35 per 750 milligrams. And you can go online at virginiablackwhiskey.com to find out, where you can get Dad something that'll grow hair on his chest.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure that will. Let me drink this straight.
Okay, now, if Dad is more into, leisure, if he likes to do a lot of fun things, you can buy him a pair of snake print leather shoes
Boy, where you going to wear them to?
for $396. Well, you said you like expensive things,
Right,
just
right.
like
I'm
women
just saying,
do.
where you going to wear them to?
I don't know.
Snake skin.
I don't know. Where would you wear snake shins? Snake
Well,
skin
first of all,
shoes?
let me let you know that I do not like snake skin Snickers.
Oh, okay.
Snakes on my other shoes, yes, but not on my.
Okay, well, don't worry, because I have a pair of floral print leather dandelion tassel loafers from Christian Louboutin, and they cost $995. Now, is that more in terms of what you'd like to receive?
Well,
as a gift?
that's you're around my price range, but the way those shoes look,
Oh, come on! I think these are hot.
okay.
Okay, now you can get these in West Hollywood. So here, if you live in the Los Angeles area, you can get these in West Hollywood, or go to Christian Louboutin and hook yourself up.
Rolex.
Now, okay. Well, what about this? This is not a Rolex, but it's a Tag Heuer connected watch with a rubber strap. It's leather and metal band. It's $1,500.
Okay, that's
That's
okay.
better?
That's okay.
Oh, okay.
It's not a Cartier. It's not a Rolex, but it'll work.
Okay, well, it says it's dapper, so I don't know. I don't buy these kinds of gifts. Let me see. Oh, this is good. It's by Tom Ford. It's a moisturizing shave oil. It's $60, which is not bad at all. And so you can buy this from tomford.com. So that's a good gift, wouldn't you say?
No, those are okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, this is not the only thing that you can buy, Dad, but this is kind of a hodgepodge, so you can know where to get started, especially if Dad likes expensive things. Tiffany's. Oh, okay. So you like the blue box. Well, we want to thank Reggie for coming tonight and helping us navigate the system for dads and for parents in general. If you're having custody, visitation, divorce, marriage issues, give My Child Says Daddy a call, because they can help you understand and navigate the system in a way that perhaps the court system and attorneys and others involved may not. So consider My Child Says Daddy if you're having any of these issues. We are hoping that all of you have a wonderful Father's Day, and we look forward to having you back here next week. Remember that this show is about moving you from misery to magnificence and from subpar to spectacular. And we want you dads to have a spectacular weekend and enjoy your holiday. Thank you and good night.